Hey guys, so I know it's been a while, been very busy with all my athletes I'm coaching, my return to discus and stuff. I haven't had time to actually make a actual just technical video, but today is the day for that. So I have a couple athletes right now, and I see this a lot. This is not just my athletes; a whole lot of throwers do this that are just starting out, and especially really good discus throwers that tend to go to shot put, and they try and create a really high point in shot put. You don't want that. So what I'm going to demonstrate is what the orbit should look like in shot put. Now, everyone's a little bit different, so if you're super tall, you might want a little flatter orbit, kind of like a Ryan Crouser, where if you're very short, like a Joe Kovacs, I say very short, like 5'10", but for like an elite shot putter, that's very short. All right, so you want kind of like maybe a higher high point than, say, like a Ryan Crouser, who's like 6'7", all right? So let's get started. So what I tend to see a lot of people do is create an artificial orbit. And what that means is basically, so you're here, I've turned out the back here, and basically what that is I'm throwing towards the camera, I'm here, and I just go like this, and just throw my elbow up like that. Now you see when I do that, my left side goes like this, all right? So then when I land, now I land like this. All right? I know I'm really exaggerating it. I'm sure, I hope nobody actually lands like this, because that would be kind of crazy. But you get the general idea. Basically, what you want to think about in shot put, this elbow will stay flat. That's the goal for it. And what actually raises it, just like in discus, is that hip going up a little. All right, so if you look, so right now I'm going to be thinking about my elbow is going to stay flat and my hip is going to go up slightly. You do not want to actually have a very high point, whether you're tall or short, because in shot put you want a little flatter of a release. All right, so you want here, and basically you're going to see I'm going to go here, but my elbow is going to stay flat, so that when I go here, now I'm here, and now I have a natural orbit and a point of attack to go. All right, so to achieve this, it starts 2 steps behind. So it starts out the back. So let me face the camera. So if I'm here, I'm throwing behind me. So I wind out the back, go here. What you're supposed to do is just be level here, level, level. All right, and then lift at the hip. All right. Now it's a walkthrough without any sprint. So in actuality, it'll be like here. I'm not gonna actually do a sprint because I have no room. We're gonna be here, and my elbow will go up a little bit. All right. But what I tend to see a lot of people do is they'll go here, be okay out the back, and then go like that. You see this? And they'll try and create an artificial high point with their elbow, like this. All right? And then it'll go into a whole host of other problems. All right? Because if you do that in shot, what happens is you get kind of like a vampire effect, like this, where your chin will be touching your shoulder. So you'll be like this, which is going to cause you to pull a lot. All right? So you don't want that, obviously. All right, you would never want your chin to ever be connected to your shoulder at any point in the throw. You want your chin to be level here, 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 here. All right? So, ways to solve that. One, you can simply just think about being level from your out the back to here, and just keeping your your elbow, your right elbow level the entire time. Or, if you're a lefty, it would be your left elbow. Here, 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 here. All right? So, Of course, it'd be great if it was a simple way, but usually it doesn't work like that, and you have to do some trickery in order to do this. All right, if that simple cue just works for you, and you can just think about just having a flat elbow through the throw, that's great. But in my experience in throwing and stuff, it's usually never that simple. So, what you want to some other ways to think about this. Let's see. You can think about, you're here. If you have a problem going like this, you could go the route of overcompensating a little and just think instead of that, just think, have a little bit more of a high left arm out the back. So hopefully, maybe that will in turn cause you to be more level in reality as opposed to what you're thinking. So some people, you have to really over exaggerate and sorry, not over exaggerate, over correct. So if you have a problem going like this, maybe the solution for you is to go up like that. But in reality, you're going to actually just go flat. I know that kind of just sounds stupid and makes no sense, but I tend to see that works quite a bit. All right, if it doesn't, and this isn't like a quick fix, like this is a bad habit you've had for years, you're just going to have to go back to basics and drill. So I like to do a drill called a walk-through full, where you're here, set up out the back, you turn out the back, just stop, turn here. I'm going to back up a little so I don't hit the camera. All right, I'm just here, turn, catch here, pause, and then throw. All right, that's probably my favorite way to set this up. That way you can take your time, go basic through basic, and just really feel out each position. And then as you get better and better, then you can start actually adding speed, actually maybe throw it, or just, ingrain it in your muscle memory. All right, when in doubt, just go back to basics, really go through walking down the throw. So it would be here, again, you turn to your South African, pause, step in, so no sprint. Just step in here, make sure you keep those level shoulders here. All right, turn here, and then throw. All right, and you notice when I did that, I kept my elbow flat the entire time. All right, another thing I tend to see and why people go like this is because they're tensing up here. So it'd be here, and instead of like their shoulders staying pretty level, all right, and relaxed, they're here and they're crunched up like this. And I tend to see people that are super tense and their shoulders tend to be like this quite a lot. So another thing that you can do is just think, just when you wind, be nice and relaxed and really just feel level here, and think about just reaching out your left arm. All right, that could help too. But when in doubt, just go back to basics, just drill. All right, you can also do a lot of these. So you start here. All right, in your South African, you just stop here, do a half turn, and then throw. All right, you can do that as well. All right, I think that's pretty much it. If you really want to look at what an orbit should look like, I would look at a Crouser. I know he's 6'7", so he's going to have a little weird, not weird of an orbit. But, when in doubt, just look at Crouser, pretty much. And if you want to look at someone a little shorter, I would look at maybe like a Reese Hoffa, John... actually, no, John Gadina is pretty tall. I would look at a Reese Hoffa or, a Joe Kovacs. All right? But Joe Kovacs actually does tend to have a little higher of an elbow, but that's because he holds his shot really far back. So it just looks like he's like this, but if you notice when he does this, his shoulder is still level. He's not like this. He's not crunching his side. All right? Sorry. Another thing that also kind of causes this kind of thing is when you got the back and you extend up. So you kind of just hop up instead of keeping this knee straight and thinking about going forward. So if you look at, take a video of yourself and go like this, that will tend to also kind of create that kind of motion too. All right. So that could be also that problem, but it's hard for me to figure out what the problem is if I don't know any video or anything of you. So you just have to test run these, find out what works for you. But these are like the general things that will help. If none of these work, then you might just have to go really down back to basics and just literally just do this. Just here, 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 like 1,000 times, and just really just ingrain it in your muscle memory. And then the progression to that drill would be here. Just push off your left, land in the middle. All right, just like that, and just really just focus on just staying level. All right, so hope this helps, and thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.